Okay. Well, I'm going to attempt a moto vlog today. See how that works. Camera seems to be recording. Get this bike out. Alright, so this is my 2003 Moto Guzzi Special Sport. It's California. It's got a 1100 engine, sideways V-twin. It's shaft drive, as you can see over here. Bought this bike about a year ago. A little longer, I guess, about a year and a half ago. It's been pretty good. Has some weird quirks, particularly about the shift linkage here. So because the way the gearbox and everything works, there's this really weird system for transmitting your foot input to the transmission, and you can't really quite see it, but there's a spline at the back of this piece that connects to the shift rod and the transmission, or gearbox really, and that's came off a couple times, but I think I have it pretty well fixed. Some other problems. Got a little bit of trim issues here. Right now I just have some Velcro just so it doesn't scratch up the paint. Probably just take that off. And then here, you can see there's some aluminum tape there. There's actually supposed to be a plug there, and I was playing with it because I was trying to figure out what it was hiding. And it actually fell into there. I think that's where the clutch is. So that's gone forever. I'm sure that got shredded. And I just have that. It's basically just a dust cover. I need to get another one ordered. Alright. So, a lot of moto vlogs you see people are going to do things. I'm really not at the moment. I'm mostly just working on my downshifts and playing with the clutch adjustment. So, it's a little bit looser than I think I want it right now. So, go ahead and tighten that up a bit. Try there. And if I stall the bike, well, oh well. Okay, that definitely engages a lot quicker. I think I like that better. It was kind of engaging a little bit further out than I think is correct. A lot of those electric bikes coming in this area, probably all over, honestly. Yeah, I think I really like that clutch position. So this bike probably doesn't have a ton of power. As advertised in 2003, it was supposed to have like 75, I think, which isn't a lot, but it's a big cruiser. It actually is pretty light for what it is. It's got a lot of aluminum. Probably weighs just under 600 pounds or something with the extra stuff for like the saddlebags I have on it, or panniers, not really saddlebags. So that's actually what I'm working on today. Probably noticed it was kind of a bad blip. It's kind of what I'm working on. It's a pile of gravel in the middle of the road. Taught class this morning and went into school to see if my calculation had finished, but it hasn't, so I decided to come drive. And little red car you saw at the beginning, been working on rev matching, downshifting mostly, heel toe, know, how to properly drive a manual transmission. And that's basically what I'm going to be doing today on this bike. Just working on my downshifts and rev matches. Be driving out over there. It's really smoky today. Maybe a little less terrible than it has been. Looks like right now we're in a little bit of a circle. There's not a lot of smoke right here, but there is over there and over there. And behind us, I'm sure. Alright, that was a little better. I guess I could talk about the bike a little bit more. It's Moto Guzzi is a small Italian manufacturer. They probably make a few thousand bikes every year. There's not a ton of dealers in the United States. There is one, I think the closest one here is in Seattle. That's about 900 miles from here, so it's not really convenient. I've never taken it there. I haven't had any problems with it, again, except for that shifter. And hopefully I won't. These are supposedly really reliable. There's a lot of quirks about them. So when you change the oil filter, you actually have to take the sump off. It's like mounted on the top of the sump. So you have to take the whole sump off the bottom of the engine. It's kind of a pain. And of course you have your transmission oil and gearbox oil. So the transmission oil is what you would call the final drive on most bikes, but in the owner's manual, that's the transmission on this, is where the shaft intersects with the wheel, or interacts with the wheel. I've put about 4,000 miles on this. I pretty much ride it every day. At least every day that I actually go do something. Of course, my class is online right now, so I don't have to go anywhere. But I'm more productive if I actually go into school, so. Bike. Doesn't take a lot of throttle input. This thing's peak torque's probably around, I don't know, somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 RPM. Has a pretty high rev line for a big air-cooled pushrod V-twin. I imagine the cylinders are a little fatter than a Harley. I don't know that for certain. So you have a shorter stroke, but not sure. Probably try to do a video riding up in the hills over here. Maybe this weekend, I don't know. Yeah, there's more smoke over here than when I was here like an hour ago. A little less. And I almost dropped the bike. It's another thing I need to work on this bike. Slow speed maneuvers. The last bike I had was a Kawasaki Vulcan, so it's a lot lower to the ground and probably weighs about the same, but I don't know. I like this bike a lot better. That bike was honestly terrible. A lot of rust issues. As where this one was very well taken care of by the owner. Not the guy I bought it from, but the guy he bought it from was working for a company that makes aftermarket parts for these things, so it was pretty well taken care of. It's this Moto International. You can see it on the side of the valve covers, kind of. So I don't know if double clutching is a thing on motorcycles. Probably not, because I guess you can't shift it in neutral, so at least not right away. Well, actually on this bike you kind of can. There seems to be a spot between like each of the gears. If you don't shift quite right, there's like a neutral in between each of the gears, which probably isn't supposed to happen, but everything I've read online says it's pretty normal for these bikes. Of course they're Italian, so there's always some weird quirks with them. Just getting pelted by bugs right now. Or maybe rocks. Probably rocks, actually. What's going on here? Just leave my light on. Don't really have hazard lights. There it is, the bar and shield. Been considering getting a Harley, but I don't know. I'm a graduate student, I don't have a ton of money. Certainly not going to buy a new one if I do. Although the new Sportster S, I don't like the look of it at all. It seems like a pretty cool bike. I think the big reason I don't like it is just the square headlight. It's not really my thing. But obviously it's a Harley, so it's easy to get parts, aftermarket stuff. There's actually quite a few people here today. Goldwing trike at a Harley shop. I'm not going to go in. I feel weird about going in there with a camera. I haven't embraced the vlogger life yet. This will be my first vlog. Yeah, one of these days I'll have to go test ride a Harley. I've sat on like Sportsters and stuff and they're just really small. I'm pretty tall. I'm not a huge fan of forward controls. Like this has mids. My Kawasaki had forwards, and I don't know, mids are just more comfortable for me. I might think differently if I was doing like long distance touring or something, but pretty much just go between here and school. That's the wrong nozzle.
Careful on that thing.
Oh, I do.
Saw a bad wreck today. A semi T-boned one.
Yeah. Definitely gotta be careful.
Just be careful. But enjoy.
Yeah. Thank you. And going back to that guy talking about seeing that wreck, getting T-boned by a semi in one of these, I mean, I don't know how survivable that is. I guess speed's pretty much going to be the determining factor there. Most people around here don't wear helmets. But I mean, even if you survive that, your leg's going to be all crushed. Alright, I think I'm just going to pretty much wrap up today. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you. I will try to do more of these. This will be again my first moto vlog, basically. We'll see how this pans out.